Welcome back friends to Wow3D Learning tutorial number 5 on Tinkercad. I am Lokesh Kumar and I hope our previous 4 tutorials have increased your knowledge base and helped you getting started in 3D modeling with Autodesk Tinkercad. Now we are nearing end. So in this tutorial number 5 I am going to cover few handy tips how to make organic shapes. Using organic shapes we will learn how to make this skull. Also we will cover how to design circular patterns and how to break a single object into two parts in order to fit our 3D model for final 3D printing onto the printer bed. So let us begin with organic shapes. Let me hide this for the moment. Now here on the right sides of your shapes panel where basic shape is written, if you click on this, lot of options will come up titled shapes library. I want you to go down, slide down and go to shape generators. In shape generators there is an option extrusion. You drag this extrusion onto your box. I am currently into top view. You also change your view to top view. Now once you drag the object onto your work plane, you will notice the shape panel popping up. Once you extend it, you can see a blue line has come, blue circle having 4 black dots, white dots with black borders, and there are each white dot with black border is having 2 white dots. So this white dot with black border controls the shape of the object, and these white dots are the tangents. They determine the tangent at this point. So if I drag around this white dot with black border, you can see on the screen how the object shape is changing. Keep observing here. If I drag it down, how object is changing. Let me change this tangent little bit. Let me drag it little bit here. Let me extend it here. So like this you can see, if you click on this white node that we learned in our previous videos to increase the size. Now once you have increased the size, you will be able to better visualize what is happening when you change this. So you see, I can make any organic shape that I want with the help of this white node surrounded by black node, and these tangents also play an important role. It can change how the surface looks and behaves. So our purpose is to make a skull. So let us give it a outer shape of skull. So this is a free form organic shape. Now in this what we are going to do, we are going to make eyes here. We are going to make a nose and we are going to make a face here, and here we will make a small circle to make it like a keychain. Now what we will do is we will go back to our basic shapes. Here we will make use of this box first. Let me drag it onto the surface to make the face, to make the jaw of the skull. Let me extend it. Let us see it different way. It is overlapping. Yes, perfectly. Let me go to fit view mode. You can also use F key. So if we see around, yeah, it is completely touching on the surface. What we are going to do is we are going to make teeth in this jaw. Let us go to top view. Everything looks good. We will group them together as one shape. Now let me drag a hollow box here. Let me change its dimension so it looks like vertical teeth of this skull. Dimension we are using 6 by 17. You can also manually put it. Let me drag this here. Since we are going to make it as a whole, what I suggest you is you should increase the height so that you are able to see what we are cutting. Let me little bit decrease its width. Yeah. Let us go to the top view. Is it on the edge? We want little clearance from the edge. It's fine. You can see it now. So now we want to make copy of a duplicate of this. We press duplicate and we drag that duplicate to the side, adjacent to it at some distance. And if I press duplicate now, as we know, we have discussed, Tinkercad memory retains the distance at which you have kept one duplicate. If you press duplicate again, it will make another duplicate copy like this. So here we have 4 teeth. You can see very well placed. Now if I select all of these and I group them, cool, looks good. Now let us make eyes of this using a whole cylinder. I drag it. Let me adjust the dimension of size. Let us make it 15. This side also make it 15 and use arrow on keyboard to place this at appropriate distance. You would like to have eye of your skull. Also increase the height. Because it is hollow, we want to make sure our whole object is pierced. Now let me press duplicate and let me drag this out here. Looks good enough. Now let me take this roof, drag it onto the surface, adjust its size. We will use it to make nose. Let me rotate it by 90. Okay. Let me rotate it by 90 in vertical direction. 90. So we have rotated it by 90 degree and let me transform this into whole. We have transformed it into whole and let us use the keyboard to move it. I hope you remember, in order to control motion with your each keystroke of your keyboard, you can adjust. You want to move 0.5 mm, 1 mm, 2 mm. We have covered this already in previous videos. Let us increase the height of this object. It is somewhere below. Let us move it up. Use the keyboard's arrows to do this. It will be good. Yeah. So like this, it looks good. Now we will make a hole for our keychain here. For that we need a hollow cylinder. We make its dimension as 5 by 5. 5. By 5, or let us say 5 by 10, and let us use our keyboard arrow to move it to the center. Keychain. Yeah. Let us increase its height also. We didn't do it. So you have to play around like this, only you will start learning how to make 3D models in a right fashion. So like this you can see our all adjustments we have done. Now what we have to do is we have to select everything and just press group. Tada! This really looks nice. I hope all of you like it. This is a skull. Now our wedge was little bit up, that's why you can see it's not it was, its orientation was little bit up. So now if I press undo and go back to the point where before we grouped all of them, let me increase its the wedge which we placed as nose of the skull. We have to just little bit drag it down so that it passes through from both sides. You see it is passing through. Yes, it is passing through. Now if I go and select all the shapes and press on group, you see our skull is ready. Skull keychain is perfectly ready. So I hope now you have learned how to make skull shape keychain. You can adjust its dimension and all that I leave up to you. The basic purpose of how to make use of organic shape is clear. Now we will look into some circular design patterns. All of you must have seen in some movies or in real life circular or spiral staircases which are revolving in shape. So we are going to make something like that. So before moving on to circular staircase, let us make a regular staircase. I will drag and drop this box onto my work plane. Let me adjust its height to 4 units. Let us make it 5. Let me make its length equals to 30. One side 30 units, other side let us keep it 20 only. Let us make this 30. Press enter. Now let us go to top view. Now if I click on duplicate now, a duplicate object has been created here. I will drag it outside and parallel to the previous staircase. Let me change the view. Take it up. Now if I press duplicate, you can see next steps are coming automatically. So like this you can make staircases. This is a regular staircase that we found in our homes. You can see how it looks. See how good it is looking. Now we will try to make circular staircase. For circular also what we have to do is we will drag a staircase box onto our work plane. Let me adjust its height again. Let us make it 5. Let us make this dimension 30. Press enter. Now if I press duplicate and I drag duplicate copy not only parallel to it but also, just remember, you don't have to click anywhere other than the duplicate copy. So I will rotate it by certain degree, let us say 30. It is little bit more. Let me adjust it manually like this. And let me increase its height, clicking on this triangle. Keep it 3. Let us see from top view how is it looking. Let me little bit drag it onto the edges. Okay, now let me click change my view and let me click duplicate. See, keep clicking, you can see circular spiral staircase kind of pattern is coming. It's really looking nice. Now if we go on our top view, we can see it from top how it looks. See how beautifully it is looking, like you have seen in various movies, this spiral staircases. So this is one benefit of duplicate and how to make spiral staircases. Other than this, what else you can do is, so let me hide both of these shapes. First let me group them together. Let me group all of these together. Group them together as one staircase. And also let me group this whole staircase as one. So now let us hide these. Let us place this cylinder at the center and let me place this cone parallel to it. Now let me duplicate it and let me drag and place at certain distance. So now you see there are two cones which are parallel to the cylinder. Now let me click the first cone and press shift on the keyboard and select the second one. Let me make these as groups. Now if I press duplicate and let me rotate, like this, and now if I click duplicate again, you can see, taking cylinder as a central reference, I can just replicate the cones around this cylinder in circular fashion. So this is another benefit of duplicate and how to make circular designs. So like this you can play around and make it to your use, any design that you want to make. Now we will look at how to break a given object into two portions so that we can put it all together on our printer bed and we can 3D print it. Here in my shape library, if I go to creatures and characters and I go to bodies, let me choose this Elvis here and let me drag it onto my work plane. Let me increase its height, width and length dimension proportionally. You can choose any which you seems comfortable with. Let me increase its height. Take note of its height. Let me increase it to, let us say, 90. Now what I want to do is I want to break it into two parts at its midpoint, let us say 45 units from the bottom of the work plane. For that, what I will do is I will go to back to my basic shape panel and choose there the whole cylinder. Let me drag it onto the surface. First, let me adjust its dimension such that the whole object of Elvis can be surrounded into it. Let me go to my top view and let me drag it and contain the whole Elvis. Ensure that everything is coming inside. If it is not, just adjust the dimensions, increase it. So like this, you can see Elvis is completely enclosed inside this. Now for this whole cylinder, let me make its height reach 45. Because the total height is 90, I am breaking it into two parts from the midpoint, so I will keep it 40. So before I press grouping, which will remove this portion, let me duplicate this hole. Let me make one duplicate of this hole, both Elvis and hollow cylinder. If I press duplicate and let me drag out a duplicate copy away, now let me select the first copy altogether and group it. If I press group, you will see the portion of Elvis which is present inside the whole cylinder will be cut at the height of 45 units from the work plane. And now if I want to move the remaining portion onto my work plane, all I have to do is I have to click D on the keyboard so that this will fall onto the work plane. Press D. So you see, now this whole half part of Elvis is on the plane. Now this can be 3D printed easily. Now if I want the bottom portion of the Elvis, that is the leg, to be 3D printed, let me drag this copy back into my work plane. Remember that the previous whole cylinder height was 45. So now I want to cut the above portion. For that, what I have to do is I have to move this whole cylinder by 45 units up. So let me move it 45 units up. Let me manually put it 45. Press enter. Now let us observe if whole object is covered or not. Whole object seems to be covered. Now again what you have to do is you have to select both of these and click on group. What will happen is now the above portion, from here whatever was beyond the 45 units into the cylinder, that portion will be cut off now and remaining portion will be this. So now if we it is already on surface, let us press D. So you see we have broken one object into two portions. This is 45 and this is 45. Total length of 90. Now this can be together printed and easily. Like this, depending on the 3D printer which you are using, you have to slice it and break it into 2 part, 3 part or single part as your printer bed volume permits. So this is all about slicing. This is how you break a single object into two portions. Now you can place it anywhere you want and 3D print it. I hope you like this video. We will meet in next tutorial. Thank you.